Hey everybody, I am back and I wanted to do a thoughts on Teavana video. I had more recently kind of gotten interested in tea probably a couple months ago, and I had a cold and I wandered into Teavana. Next thing you know, you're walking out with tons of dollars of money worth in tea and you're kind of like, what happened to me? And actually, if you guys are watching this, there is a hilarious video that I cannot believe has gone viral. I think if you just search for Teavana, it comes up if you scroll down and it's like this 18-year-old poor kid crying in a car and he's like, I just bought $200 worth of tea, and he's like has no idea what happened to him. But the salespeople at Teavana, while they are helpful, they're too helpful. They're one of the stores that they are very, very aggressive in how they sell to you. I'm going to talk about some of the techniques I think that I have noticed them using on me when I want to start this. But tea is, tea obviously, like I said, I'm new to it. I'm still figuring things out. I know that there's a lot of people that are really into tea that really don't like Teavana. I've heard it's not the greatest quality tea. It is expensive. There's another tea place that I have found closer to my house, which I really like, and I'm trying to buy more of my tea from them. But Teavana does have a few certain blends that I really do like. So first things first, I want to show you guys this. When you go into Teavana, right, to go get tea, they're going to probably try to sell you a teapot. They're probably going to try to sell you all sorts of things that you don't need. And then you get to the tea, and they do this wavy thing with the tea, where it's like, the tea's in these like big canisters, they take off the cover, and then they like flap it at you to get the sense of the tea coming at you, so you really want to buy it. They give you every single sample, they show you all sorts of tea, and you're like overwhelmed. Next thing you know, you're walking out with like 8 teas. Okay, so when I first went in, I think I walked out with 3 teas. I think one of them was this one here. However, when I went to buy my tea, they were like, and if you want, here's this storage container here that you can have, and not that you can have, that you can buy. I think it's like $7 or $8. It stores your tea. It's good for up to 1 year, for storing tea, and blah, 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 blah. So next thing you know, like, you buy this for your tea. Well, for the most part, when you get tea, you normally get it in about a 2-ounce increments. 2 ounces is a good amount when you want to start. 2 ounces of tea probably only like takes about that much. So you're paying for a container, that's going to be empty about that much, and you're paying for 2 ounces of tea. The funny thing is at Teavana, I think they actually tell the salespeople that they are not allowed to, I think, show you any other options initially than this one. Because I have watched a lot of my first Teavana experience videos, and guess what everybody has? This container. Everybody walks out with it. And I think that was eye-opening when I saw that. I was like, how the heck do we all walk out with that ginormous container? Teavana has a lot of other tea storage containers that they won't show you. Some of the smaller ones are more expensive than this. However, I went online, and I don't think I saw this in the store, but I went online, and look at this little guy. I can't even remember exactly how much he stores, and I think there may even be one smaller. But this is way better. This was like cheaper. I think this was like $4 or $5. Compared to that, which, to be honest, most of the teas I have, there's none that I have, or only one that I have that would even store this much. So, and also, obviously, if you go to Teavana, you can just walk out with your tea in a bag, like this. The bag is free, and you can go home and you can put it in your own container. So I find it kind of shady that they tell their sales associates that they really push this big one on you, no matter what. And then if you're like, oh, I don't want that, or it's too big, or I just don't want that, then they'll be like, oh, well, I can also give it to you for free in a bag. Just something to keep in mind if you've never been to Teavana before. Now, I did do a Teavana order online because I was trying to research tea tins, and I did end up going online and I bought like 12 of these, for each of my different teas, just because I thought this was a good size. And these are quality tins, and I figured for $4 or $5 it's fine. And I have these reusable labels as I rotate through tea. I can take it off and reuse it. So I do think the tins are okay. I just think it's kind of shady how they try to oversell you this big one. Anyways, enough on that. So there for Teavana, there are a couple other things that I do think I do enjoy. I had just washed this, sorry, so there's water in here. This is their Perfect Tea Maker. I think the Perfect Tea Maker is like, I want to say $20 maybe, or $25. Of course, they have their little brochure here with all their descriptions, and there's no prices. But this thing, I think it was like $20 or $25. I do enjoy this. This is enough to make 16 ounces of tea. I'm not going to demo it unless somebody wants. There's a lot of great demo videos online already. But you put your tea in there and you put in like, either your 8 or 16 ounces of, your hot water along with you. You can put, I think you can throw your sugar in here. If you have tea that you can use multiple times, I think they say you can store it in here for up to a day, like in the fridge. I do it sometimes like with the top open if I have like the white pearl tea thing, and then you just have to reuse it again the next day. So I don't know how this works, but if I have tea that I need to reuse, I tend to not throw the sugar in here, because to me having like sugary wet tea leaves in your fridge for a day just seems like it's like asking for more trouble. So I do enjoy this. I do think that that is useful. I'll use this if my husband and I are sharing a cup of tea. But if we're not sharing a cup of tea, now this is not sold at Teavana. I know they have tea balls and stuff. I just got this at the local tea place near my house. This cost me like $9, so it's just more expensive, I think, if you buy it local, but I like supporting them, you know, more. I enjoy supporting them more than I enjoy supporting Teavana. But I got this, so if I'm making a cup of tea just on my own, I'll just use this. If I'm making tea for 2 people, then I'll use this. But this is useful. I would say that if you're, you know, looking to brew 16 ounces of tea at the same time, this is probably a worthwhile investment, the Perfect Tea Maker. It works really well. You know, you push up here on the bottom, like you put this on your mug, and then the tea just comes out here on the bottom. So it's pretty useful. You know, go check out some videos on demos for that if you guys want to see how that's done. So I don't really have a plan for this video, so this is just a lot of just randomly talking. There is this, I also think is worth getting from Teavana. I do enjoy this. This is like the Perfecto rock sugar. This is the only sweetener I have used in my tea so far. I really enjoy it. It gives the tea a good taste. I don't think it messes with the taste of the tea a little bit. I think I really should have prices, but I think this thing is like ranging around $26 to $30 maybe for this. No, I've been drinking tea pretty heavily for about the last month and a half, I would say, maybe averaging like 1 cup every day and a half kind of thing. And my husband will maybe drink like 1 cup every 3 to 4 days. And you can see about that's how much that we've gone through for about like a month and a half of moderate to moderately high tea drinking. So, but I do really enjoy this. I think they recommend that you put in 1 1/2 teaspoons per cup of tea that you're making. And I think that works out pretty good. Here's another thing to remember about Teavana. You know, you go in and you drink those samples and they're so delicious, but the reason they're so delicious is because they're putting more tea in when they brew and they're putting in more sugar. So it's kind of like if you go home and you make the tea based off of the instructions that they give you, it's not going to taste the same. So if you want to have it taste the same, you're going to have to throw in more rock sugar. You're going to have to throw in more tea. It's really kind of just up to you. But it's, you know, I do feel like it's a little misleading, you know, because you think you can go home and make the exact same tasting tea, and you can if you want to spend more money, put more tea and sugar into it. But I do really like this Perfecta. Sorry. I do really like this Perfecta rock sugar. I do think this is worthwhile looking into from Teavana. You obviously don't have to get this size. There are smaller sizes that you could probably try and see if it's something that you would like. Let's see here. The other things that I just kind of want to know, maybe this is my thoughts on Teavana, so just some more random thoughts. This is my favorite tea that I found there so far, this white chocolate peppermint. It's a seasonal tea. I went into, so when you go into the store, right, they're going to bombard you and they're going to show you a bunch of stuff that you don't need. So she was like, oh, here's this and this and an advent calendar. And I was like, oh, and she showed me this, and I did want this. So this tea, I think these cost me $40 each. So when we looked at the price, it worked out to, I think, about the same if I had bought it just like loose and put it in a bag, but like the tin was kind of free. And I wanted to stock up on this one because this is my all-time favorite, and it's seasonal, so once it's gone, it's gone. And it also comes with a ½ pound of the white chocolate peppermint tea. I just adore this tea. It's just so good. I don't know if I'm so much as a tea drinker as much as I like all the extra stuff in tea, like the chocolate and the fruit and everything. Like I said, I'm not really a tea snob. I kind of just, you know, I'm just kind of starting out, so I'm sure there's people that may see this. No one watches my videos, but maybe like one person may see this and be cringing, like, she doesn't know what she's talking about. But, so I did buy 2 of these, you know, because I did want to stock up on it. That's pretty much all I'm going to get the rest of the year. I did buy this youthberry. This is the other one that I really do like from Teavana, so I will continually probably go back to them for this youthberry tea. I think it's a cheaper tea. I think it's only like it's $6.49, I think, for 2 ounces, something like that. So I'm really sorry, the camera's not focusing at all. This is going to be a disaster. So I did go back for this one. They did have a sample with this wild orange blossom and youthberry together. It was amazing. Like I said, obviously the samples, I know I'm going to have to put in more tea than they recommend to kind of get that. So I got 4 ounces in this and 2 ounces in this, so I could, you know, have some of this on its own and some of this blended. So I do really like that. This is one of the other things that I'm gonna have to throw everything sideways. One of the other things that the salespeople were pushing at me as soon as I walked in, they're like, here's this box. And I was like, oh, like I don't want that. Like, stop trying to sell me things I don't want. But this one did work actually, because this box was originally 30, I think I got it for 29% off or something like that. So I think this would just be really good for a gift. I think all of their winter teas are in here. I think it was like $10 cheaper than it originally was when I was looking at it. Okay, well, I can't really bust in there. But there's like spiced apple cider in there, orange chocolate sweet spice. I've had that one, that's good. Pumpkin spice brulee, that's my husband's favorite. And white chocolate peppermint, obviously my favorite. So this is just kind of good for a gift. It was $10 cheaper. So I figure keep it for a gift, or if I don't know anyone likes tea, then I can use it for myself. But the price worked out okay for that one. So she shoved that one on my face and I did buy it. The other thing I did notice at Teavana was when I went up to the front, and no one is like shows you this, when I went up to the front, there are all of these tins, you know, with this tea 50% off thing on the top of it. And there was maybe about 4 variations in there, 4 different types of tea. There were 2 in there that I had my eye on before. So one of them was the Slim Full Chocolate Decadence, and the other one was this Wonderberry Chocolate Truffle. So these are 50% off. Like I said, Teavana tea is not the cheapest kind of tea. I think one of these came down to... One of them came down to... I think like $25, and one came down to like $21. And there's a lot of tea in here. You can see it's pretty full. This container is not like, it's not like these containers here where you feel like a snap and like it's going to be good storage. So I don't think that this tea is like this is good storage for like a year. You can see you can kind of just push it on and off. There's really no seal at all. But I figured for 50% off, you know, because their tea is pretty pricey, that may not be bad to try. So this has been a lot of rambling about Teavana, but the basic things to remember are when you go in, they're going to try to sell you a lot. Even though I know that they do this, they obviously worked on me because I walked out with this and I didn't really want to walk out with this, and they sold me this, although to be honest, I was going to buy this amount of tea anyway, but I did get the tin for free, so that's okay. Just keep in mind, if you go in for the first time, they're going to push this big hunk at you, you know, to store that much tea. And then just tell them no. Like, no. Like, I don't want the container. Like, give it to me in that free bag. And maybe, you know, if you like it, then you can go back and get the tin. Or go online and get the smaller tins. And like I said, I assume they must have these in store. But I don't see them when you walk in. And maybe they have them in the back. Or maybe there's a reason they don't really show you these smaller ones, because they want you to buy the bigger ones. It's kind of crazy. You know, once again, the rock sugar, I think, is worth trying. And I think that they're perfect. Tea maker is worth trying, but you know, do a little bit of reading if you want before you go into Teavana. Like I said, people have said before that it's not the highest quality tea, so, and I do like supporting the local companies, which is why I have quite a bit of tea from them, like in my you know, in my pantry over here. But this is probably the last time I'm going to Teavana for quite some time, and the next time I will go to Teavana is probably once I run out of this youthberry white tea. Then I'll probably go get more of that. But you know, you kind of have to go in there knowing what you're looking for, because otherwise they're going to be, you know, waffling all the teas in your face, and you're going to walk out with, you know, way too much tea, and you're not going to know what happened to you. And you're going to be sitting in your car, like, going, what happened to me? Like that poor kid in that YouTube video. And I feel bad for that kid in that YouTube video, but that video is hilarious. Anyway, so those are some of my thoughts on Teavana. I don't really know if I'm going to be doing, like, a series on tea per se, because like I said, I'm not very experienced with tea, so I'd be coming off, you know, even more amateurish than I've come off in my other videos. But I just kind of wanted to let people know. So I mean, Teavana, yeah, they got good stuff. It's pricey. You know, the quality, from what I've heard, could be better. But you can find good deals, you know, like the 50% off. And you know, this box was a good deal. That's a nice present and everything. But you got to go in with a little bit of knowledge that they're going to push stuff on you, and then you got to hold firm. And you got to just kind of walk out with what you want to walk out with, really, is what it is. So those are just my thoughts on Teavana. And if you guys have any questions, just, you know, leave a comment down below. And thank you for watching this video. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye.